is giving them the business.
Welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast. I am your host, and I have two incredible co-hosts, aka Kenny Hilliard, aka Viral Sensation number 2, on TV, SEC Network. We'll talk about that a little bit, and of course, Jason Ide on the right hand side, aka Lucky Fin.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
You didn't
fellas?
even you
Kenny.
didn't even really announce yourself. You just said I
They
am
know
your
him
host.
by now. They know him by now.
Yeah, I guess he didn't even say I am your host, Brendan McCormick. It threw me off. He just skipped it right on. He said they know me.
I'm, of course, I'm the host, but I'm old news. Y'all are the prime.
Oh, news already.
Prime.
We just
prime
started.
news and new news. But I am the host, Brendan McCormick. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason, for breaking it down like a normal set.
Got you.
Kenny, talk about your TV SEC network moment
Yeah.
a little bit and kind of like what led into it. Man.
Buddy of mine invited me to the game, so I haven't been to a game in a while. And he's got seats right under I think that would be the Texas is that way. That would be the south end zone. So, and the camera guy was walking by, and they missed a field goal to the left. And
Correct.
I don't know, I guess because my hands were up here, I decided to spin in a 360. And I guess it's also a Fortnite emote. Yeah, I think that's where it's from, where you basically you do this, but I don't think you kind of do the whole spin. And what's even funnier about it is you know how they pan back to see, the ball miss. My hands are so light, you can see me at the bottom of the screen, just flash my hands up. So I know the camera guy is there, and we all turn around, and then I feel I've been on TV. I'm not tooting my horn, but I've been on TV multiple times.
Oh.
And I know when it happens because the phone just starts buzzing, and I go, "Oh crap!" I go, "We're on TV," and so, but it wasn't normally. I think it was very quick. But the first person who told me said she watched it on some free app that's like on the TV. So I was like, "Oh, it's some little crappy broadcast."
Yeah,
but that wasn't the case. So.
No,
I got my 5 seconds. My 5 seconds.
It was more than that,
but the comments did not even care about me. They cared more about the ref. So if you look at the comments under the video, it's all talking about the refs. So I'm glad I was not the center of attention.
Even when the title said, "Look at this fan's reaction,"
it was all of them were about all of them were about the refs.
Are you joking? I didn't realize that. I didn't look through all the comments, but.
I can't see the game from that much. Like you're basically on the field. I guess there was a lot of holding calls on LSU that weren't called. Or I don't know. But anyway.
Jason.
It was good time.
Jason broke the news, so I'd like to hear his point of view of the viral Kenny dancing video. Break it down for us, Jason.
So, Brendan, like I was explaining to you the other day, I had the game on in my office, but then I got up to go eat dinner with Angela, and we were sitting on the couch, and I pulled it up on my iPad while we were eating, and I had just turned it on. It was the play before the kick. So he gets tackled, and they're going to send out the field goal, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it. I put it on, and I was like, all right, they're about to go to break, so as soon as they do this kick, I'll turn it off and finish eating. They go to kick it. That's exactly what happened. They did the pan out, and all of a sudden at the bottom, I just saw somebody spinning, and I was like, "What is that person doing?" And zoomed in, and there was that dude, and I literally started laughing and go, "Angela, you won't believe who was just on TV. Look who it is." I said, and she looks at it, and she goes, "Oh, Kitty," and I said, "Leave it to dang Kenny." I kid you not, almost every time that dude goes to a game, he ends up, oh, hey, Indy. He goes to a game, he ends up on TV, and that's exactly what happened. And I was telling Angela, I said, I never post on Facebook at all. And I even posted it on Facebook and said, leave it to Kenny to end up on TV on ESPN.
I think because one game I was on, it was an Alabama game, and I'm looking at the TV like,
that's the one where it zoomed
in.
Okay.
And I wonder if that was the exact same situation. I swear it was like a field goal, or maybe Bama did like some kind of play, but yeah.
Okay.
And I'm glad that was it, because the guys never came back. But we had the camera people were never back on our side, except for our boy Cade Kublik. Is that his name? Kublik?
Cade Klubnik?
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was always on the other side, on our side, with his little camera crew, 2 of them.
The Clemson quarterback?
I was about to say.
No.
Okay. Then it's probably some different last name.
It's the SEC guy. They kept saying Kublik, or I can't pronounce the guy's name.
Oh,
I don't think it was Klubnik. I really don't know. I don't watch enough SEC Network. I will be real.
Jason, were you watching the game?
On silent, so not on.
Oh, so you probably didn't. Okay.
No, I was just watching it.
Oh no, whatever the field guy, and he kept getting away, so everybody was yelling at him.
I was also trying to watch the Penguins game and that game, and so I can only do audio for one.
Mm.
I was very excited because obviously the podcast got some pretty decent exposure, because everyone's like, what's 5 arms and a lucky? I guarantee it. You can't really like paint out the hat perfectly. Like I wish the logo was like a little bit bigger. Maybe I should have edited the hats.
That was my favorite part of you spinning.
Yeah, I gotta admit it. It was great of you dancing, but like something that you created on national television.
Yeah,
like, it was.
See, now if I would have taken the hat off, and then pointed to it, they would have immediately cut away.
Yeah, they would.
You know what I mean?
So, Kenny, I want to tweet your own horn too, because it's not the first time a design has made it on national television. I believe this is the second time. I think the first time, if I'm not correct, was in the Olympics. You want to talk about that a little bit? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, a little competition wise, that a couple former LSU players, and they just won. They just won another tournament this weekend. TKN, Taryn Nuss,
shout them out.
Taryn, she has a new last name, but we're gonna go with Chloe.
Oh, new last name. Okay.
New last name.
I was about to say we can't miss it, but
no, we can't miss it. I designed one of their Olympic uniforms. It was pretty cool, and they a little upset because they lost in like the playoffs, and the way the pattern was with what they were wearing, there was 3, and I had the blue one. Mine was the American stripe. The way the pattern was looking, if they got to the gold medal match, they would have worn mine. So a little mad, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
being in front of the Eiffel Tower and everything was badass. So. International TV. This is international.
That's it.
Our very own Kenny Hilliard.
Mr. Worldwide.
Kenneth. Legendary, man. What a gifted human, man.
Oh,
glad he's on our team. I'll say it. So glad he's on our team. He creates all our graphics, guys.
I'm here.
Logo. Anything we need. He just does it. But
I make the graphics. I know how to work Canva too.
Speaking of graphics, we have week 7 results. If y'all want to throw it up there real quick, AP Top 25. And boy, do we have some shakeups. Indiana, obviously, with the big win over Oregon. North Texas getting stomped. So South Florida proving another point. Ohio State making a pretty decent win over Illinois. And man, the Red River Rivalry with Texas beating number 6 Oklahoma. Arch, is he back? Is he back? I guess we'll, continue to find out. Tech over Kansas. LSU, our very own, over South Carolina, 20-10, where Kenny went viral. And yeah, a lot of different matchups that happened this weekend. James Franklin out at Penn State, big move there. A lot of big names being thrown around. Some of our very own teams that we root for and our head coaches, including Kurt Signetti and Brian Kelly, being talked about for the next Penn State head coaching position. Do we think Brian Kelly will get interviewed?
No. I don't think so. I think Penn will be fine going after somebody younger and newer.
Okay.
And
I don't see Signetti going either. So I think it's actually a worse job if he were to leave and take that right now. So I don't see Signetti leaving to go to Penn State, even though he did coach at IU Pennsylvania. So I believe that was a D3 school. So, but don't really see him leaving for that at all. So a lot of things are happening so far. Is there one team, guys, that stick out so far right now where you're like, I could see them in the national championship?
Like, are we talking just in top 10 besides
Any team in top 25?
Ohio?
I know who Jason's is. Miami.
I'm letting.
Yeah, besides, I'm trying to think besides Miami. I don't want to just say Miami and Ohio State.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so weird right now, man. I mean, look. I mean, A&M's.
I think it's
here
wide
now.
open.
Yeah, it's yeah. That's a good way. A&M's here. Texas Tech is here. I mean,
I wish they played a better. Speaking of Texas Tech, I'm going a little right. I wish they played, and it's not their fault. Like, I'm not going to get into conferences and all that, but because you play who you play. But at the same time, I really wish. I mean, we'll probably get it later in the season when they play BYU. I really wish they played a little bit better opponents, in my opinion. Jay, you're smirking over there. I feel like something's boiling on the tip of your tongue.
I wanted to come back to something because you jumped ahead so quick. I didn't get to say anything based on what you were saying a minute ago. No, you're good. I wanted to help you. You were talking about the IU Pennsylvania. I believe it was a Division II school that he went to.
I really don't know.
When he left. The only reason I know that is because I saw some clip the other day that was talking about when he left, he could have stayed and been a coordinator under the Alabama, but he knew he wanted to be a head coach, and so he went to this Division II school. So I saw that.
That's a good point.
Wanted to help you out there before anybody gets on you about it.
Yeah.
And then, before we jump over back to the top 25, because you were talking about the coaching thing, you had mentioned today you think it's Matt Rule's job.
100%. I think it's done,
tell me why.
Delivered. I think he's very close with the AD. Very close. He was at Temple. They were really close together. And then also Matt Rule's at East Coast.
Where is Matt Rule at?
No,
Nebraska.
He's at Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel like Nebraska's. We talk about cultures a lot, right? The South, Midwest, East Coast. He's an East Coast guy. He's an alum. Met his wife there. I think it's signed, sealed, and delivered. I don't see how he passes this up. It's just like you guys. Like, if you put yourself in his shoes, right? You guys graduate from LSU. You're at Marshall, let's say, for example, and you get a job offer to LSU. You're not. Jason, you're not staying at Marshall.
It's just the wrong school to use. Okay,
I know, but he likes Marshall.
I know, and I think he likes Nebraska. I think Matt Rule likes Nebraska. I don't think he has anything against Nebraska. Nebraska basically, I want to say, kind of not restarted, but revived his career a little bit. I mean, he wasn't coaching, he wasn't doing anything, and then he takes a power, almost top 2 conferences in college football, and he takes a job there that has a program with tradition. I mean, I don't see how he passes it up. That's just what I'm saying.
I don't actually even think it would be that they revived his career, because if you really think about it, before he went to Carolina, he was on top of the world with college football, kind of like Nick Saban was when he went to Miami to the Dolphins, and then left and came back to college football and was back in the mix at Alabama and just did what he did, right? But I think it was a good fit for both of them. Nebraska needed a coach with experience and moxie in the history, and he came with the career he had at Temple. He was doing great at Baylor. He has history as a great college football coach, but I don't see them taking the next step. the whole idea when they got Raiola was, oh, he's the big 5-star. He's going to be the next big thing. Nebraska's going to be in the playoff next year. And that hasn't happened, nor have they really even been very relevant other than a couple great games. They played Ohio State really solid last year, right? And then they played Indiana the next week and got destroyed. Isn't that what happened?
56-7.
So,
well, they now in the back in the top 25 now. I mean,
I did see that, but to me, it's like he hasn't taken them to the next step. So I agree that if that is the history for Matt Rule with Penn State, that he ends up at Penn State, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think he has earned moving up to the Penn State role, really. So,
is Penn State what it used to be? That's my point. I don't think it is. I think it's yes, you have tradition.
Yeah, I've seen the argument. Penn State was saying that they were almost on the same page or even better than LSU all around and everything. But it's like I feel like it's almost even. It's not like they've Penn State's up there for their name. It's like the same thing for Notre Dame when it comes to ranking. They put them up there because they're Penn State, they're Notre Dame, and it's the same thing every year. It's just like that's why Franklin's gone. I mean, the guy hasn't won a big game. It was the same thing with Michigan. No, Michigan. I can't say that they won a national title now, but I guess that.
But have they really done much since Harbaugh left?
Well, of course not. I mean,
exactly. That's what I mean.
But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Penn State's even. And coming to the question you even asked us yesterday, is Penn State even a job to want? I mean, I guess
I don't know.
If you want to play, what are they? I'm going to call the American Conference because they're basically you play in the other side of the country and then you play in the other side of the world. I mean, Big 10, Big 12.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the actual American.
No. Well, I'm saying.
Get my boy started with the American Conference.
Don't get me started.
My boy.
They might as well switch names because the American Conference might as well take. If you're going to travel halfway across the country, I don't want that job.
I don't think. I'll be honest. Like, there's a lot of heat when you take that job right away.
Mm-hmm.
And do you really want that? Like, and I don't know if a lot of coaches do. Like, they were throwing out, I believe it was the Missouri's, I don't know if it was the offensive coordinator or the DC, but they were talking about one of their coordinators for the potential to be interviewed for the job. And I was like, I could see that, but at the same time, he's an SEC coordinator. It's just like these coaches, in my opinion, are getting a little pickier and really being choosy on who and the steps they take and who they want to be able to coach for. And I don't mind it really, but it's really interesting because I just don't think Penn State is a job that's wanted anymore. You can't. What have they done in the past 10 years?
You think it would be recruiting that is their issue that makes it? I mean, because look, the college landscape is so different. I mean, look, Indiana's third. So no, I mean it's so. Like, how do you pick your school?
That's a good question. Obviously, we think it's a little bit of culture, which I agree with, because I think culture plays into a big fit.
Oh yeah.
Of where you're at. Also, I think right now in the modern era of college football, it's the NIL and what you have the ability to work with. Because let's be honest, if you don't have the funds, you're not going to have a team that's going to be worth a damn, in my opinion. You look at Texas Tech. Yes, they spend a crap ton in the portal. But look at them, man. If you watch that front seven defense, most of them are transfer portal, including David Bailey and another edge rusher that is skipping my mind, but he was a top recruit out of the portal as well. I mean, that's another thing coaches have to think about is the NIL. And, I'll say Tech has done a hell of a job being a very remote place, obviously in West Texas, not a very wanted place like a Miami or I'm trying to think of a Georgia or Tennessee, these programs that are able to grab these recruits. I mean, who wants to live in Lubbock, Texas? Being really honest. Besides people that are from here, people that obviously are big tech fans and have that that line and the draw to the college. But besides that, I mean, it was really hard to get people to come here in general. And then you have all of a sudden Cody Campbell comes out and says, bet I'm going to put all this money on the table. And bam, they're getting 5 stars left and right and have one of the best recruiting classes for next year. And it just goes to show, like, with NIL and the way revenue sharing is working, like.
And that's just Texas Tech in all of their sport. Like, it's not just football.
No.
I mean,
it's basketball.
So softball was a huge thing over the spring. I mean,
yeah, Cody Campbell's wife, I believe, played softball for Texas Tech, so they got.
So that's how they stole a ton of players from Oklahoma,
they have tons of different transfers. I don't see how they don't win it all this year.
Too, I think Lafayette.
So it's really interesting with just the modern era, but I really feel like that's something to consider for coaching now. Like, you can't disregard that. But I'm going to go with, the ability to recruit as well. You go back to Rule. Rule has he can recruit anyone, in my opinion. I mean, he got Raiola, and like Jason said, he hasn't lived up to the hype, but I don't think that's totally on Raiola or totally on Rule. I think that's part on Raiola and developing as a player. You can only coach someone so much, but I really feel like, building expectations within your type of brand that wherever you go, you can build a program. I mean, you look at Signetti, right? He doesn't have any 5-star recruits for next year. None. 0. And he was a recruiting coordinator, I believe, for a long time, and he doesn't believe in stars.
Yeah, I was about to say, I heard he doesn't care about stars.
He doesn't care about stars.
And I don't think anybody really should either, especially now.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU's all of the wide receivers in the NFL right now are 3 or 4 stars. I don't think it matters either. And I mean, some of the NIL guys, whoever you pay, sometimes they don't pan out that well either. Tulane, the guy from Tulane left to go play at Oregon. I don't think he's even touching the ball or whatever.
That's another thing, man.
Yeah, he should have stayed at Tulane. And that's the thing that I like that's happening with the NIL.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping like these, I guess, a group of 5 schools like grow and grow and grow as they are.
American Conference, baby.
Like, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's dumb for some, and I think it's dumb for some of these people to leave these group of 5 schools. I agree. If Signetti leaves, I don't think he will. I think that's stupid as well. Stay at these schools. Yeah. Build the culture around it. I mean, Billy should have never left USL because now look at USL. Yeah. Well, USL can't even afford to call themselves Louisiana anymore. They're losing so much money. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on something before we get too far ahead. We were talking about this Penn State shot.
Yeah, we'll go back to it. Yeah.
I don't mind going off on the tangent. I don't want to interrupt. You guys were rolling.
Well, that's the point. You got to interrupt because you let it drag on.
That's fine. It's cool. Look, I want to think about something real quick. Kenny was talking about the history or the name, and when you say the name, I'm assuming you mean the history behind Penn State, Notre Dame, and what they brought, right?
Yeah.
If we go back to the last time they were 12-0 in 1994 with Joe Paterno at the helm. There were about 19 or 20 seasons after that before James Franklin took over. How many 10-win plus seasons do you think they had?
4.
Before?
Since 1995 or 1994, since they went 12-0, up until the time James Franklin took over, how many 10-win seasons do you think they had?
94?
Just 93? In those 19 seasons after that, yeah.
Oh, I thought
94 to 14.
I'll go 15.
I'd say 5.
5 is the answer. Their highest ranking was 1 year they were number 3. Outside of that, their highest ranking was 7, 8, and 9, 3 different seasons.
You're kidding.
In the 11 seasons that James Franklin has been the coach,
11?
they have had since 2014. And if you really think about it, he took over after Bill O'Brien went 8-4 and 7-5 and had 2 rough seasons and still won one of the bowl games. But if we look at those 11 seasons, James Franklin, guess how many 10-win seasons he had?
8.
5.
6. So I don't understand why the idea is, and we talked about this a little bit last week when Brendan was talking about how Indiana had to deal with Dick Lego and how LSU fans can get really down on any kind of loss at all. And I think there's this weird mantra with college football and how fans react to what have you done for me lately, which is normal, but also think about how far your seasons have came. And like Kenny was talking about, the name brand of Penn State looks so great. But if we really think about their few seasons before James Franklin took over, it was 7-6, 9-4, 8-4, 7-5. They lost 2 bowl games, and that was it. In the 11 seasons since then, he had won the Pinstripe, the Fiesta, the Cotton, the Rose Bowl, and then made it to the semifinal playoff last year, and lost 4 bowl games in there, including the Rose Bowl. So while I am not the biggest James Franklin fan in the world, because I'm not, and we've all talked about how he's only won 2 top 5 games.
Yeah,
the guy has really turned what Bill O'Brien kind of brought down as what Penn State was, brought it back up.
So maybe they thought he peaked. Is he peaking?
Is it the expectation transition of
fans?
fans?
Oh, it's 100%. Oh, it's 100%. With all this money going on, you have to.
Well, they mentioned it in the post in the press conference. They mentioned money.
Did
they want it utilized? Yeah.
Were they not utilizing it, or?
I thought they were doing.
It wasn't producing wins.
Isn't there big renovations happening with that stadium that's like almost $1 billion?
They hype up Penn State like they have not had the record you just told us. Yes. I would have thought
$700 million.
Are they just doing an locker room?
It says it's a $700 million renovation multi-year that will include a full restructure of the west side and modernization of the entire facility. So yeah, locker room. I mean, project is replacing outdated elements with new premium seating, improving circulation and accessibility with elevators and escalators, and enhancing technology with new lighting, sounds, and video boards to allow the stadium to remain operational. The renovation is happening in phases, with significant work being completed during the offseason. Thank you, Google.
This sounds like the whiteout is the only thing that's making them relevant so far.
It is a lot of tickets at whiteout.
That whiteout game is just.
I mean,
it's cool, I guess, but what is it? Is that the only thing I'm hearing that Penn State is offering?
Apparently,
it's their stadium size, right?
I'm surprised that I'm hearing what you're telling me about them not of their record, because the way the way they talk about Penn State, it is like they have won multiple national.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. They hadn't won a title since I think '86 when I was looking at that.
People comparing Penn State that they were better than LSU.
Yeah, they were talking about it on Pat McAfee today a little bit, and the biggest thing they were saying was what they hear is the problem with Penn State fans is they see Michigan and Ohio State, and they're like, well, I see them winning, and I'm tired of watching them win. We're not winning
because they should.
We're not winning those games.
I bet they're really jealous of Indiana.
But
I'm sure they're pissed.
Their stadium size is second behind the Big House with 106,500 ish. And
I don't think their fan base is the issue, like getting people into the stadium.
No, but I think what the biggest thing we were talking about was culture and brand, right? Penn State's brand is when you think about the Big Ten, they're top 5 in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you would say it's Ohio State and Michigan, obviously, probably Oregon. no offense to Indiana, but historically it would be USC and Penn State.
Correct. No, I agree.
So it's like this job should be such a high profile position to take over, but at the same time, what is the expectation? Because you guys just turned around and had 6 out of his 11 seasons winning and made it to the college football playoff last year, and in 15 days they went from being top 5 in the country as a college football hopeful and a quarterback that's supposed to be a first rounder to, is that quarterback even going to be a first rounder or a second rounder or a third rounder or a fourth rounder? I mean, and your coach getting fired.
I think
in 15 days.
I think it goes back to obviously the Oregon game when they lost that game. I strongly believe Franklin lost the locker room after that game. Lost it. They built that game up. They had 2 months to prepare for that game. They had it circled forever. They had several tune-up games. I bet all throughout fall camp, that's what they were talking about as a team. And then you go in there and just absolutely shit the bed.
Did they lose to Northwestern?
They did.
Was that this weekend?
At home.
Okay, yeah, he definitely lost the locker room. If you're losing to Northwestern, they're playing
and lost to UCLA with an interim head coach.
And
that's another story. We'll get on that.
They got their butts handed to them.
So, especially in this modern day with the transfer portal and NIL, you got to be able to keep a locker room.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to keep that camaraderie with other teammates.
Well, the time is now. It's definitely going to be Matt.
But if someone's getting paid $850,000 a year and you only getting paid $200,000, but that $850,000 person ain't doing his job, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be up his ass.
Yeah, that's the other tough thing that we have to deal with now with college football is you got so and so getting paid X amount of dollars. They aren't performing.
It's a real issue.
These are people's money. This is not you know.
You got the gambling stuff, like everybody's betting on the players. Like it's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
I'm donating my $20 to the NIL, whatever I can do. I'm gonna be mad that my $20 is not paying for a national championship, but a 5-star quarterback.
The same way people get mad that those potholes aren't getting fixed with their tax dollars.
Especially in Louisiana, man. They're bad. I'm sorry.
I was waiting on Kenny to say something. Kenny knew what I was talking about.
He's scared, bro.
This is bad timing because I literally
what happened?
I really went all over the place today just to get a special bag of dog food and a 12-pack of ginger ale. But the freaking Walmart on Bluebonnet didn't have anything. And then while I'm trying to drive down College Drive, it's like I'm off-roading in the African desert. All over the place.
And he said that.
Oh man!
And it's so dark outside you can't see. There's not such thing as a city light. None of this exists in the city of Baton Rouge. None of this exists.
Maybe that NIL money needs to go more towards, supporting the city. Am I wrong, Kenny?
Oh my God! I wish it did. We don't even have a library.
Bro,
our library leaks.
I was about to say they don't even. That's my biggest gripe with the university in general is they feed all of this money into the NIL stuff. They feed all of it into college football, into the football stadium. But if you go walk right up the street, the library's falling apart.
That's what worries me about NIL money. Is I really think academics is going to take a whole back step, and
if it hasn't already.
When I went to Columbus a few years ago, when I went to Ohio State, it was blown away by
it's beautiful.
The library in general was the LSU library and the Ohio State library. The LSU library looked like it has been through World War II.
Has it been through World War II?
No, I think it was built in the 50s and 60s. Ohio State's had this beautiful cobblestone fireplace that went all the way up to the top and beautiful windows. And our windows have all that gross, nasty, white, sticky fog grossness on it with water coming from the ceiling. We were talking about Penn State, and now we're talking about LSU libraries. So.
Hey,
they're building a new one.
I do want to.
They're supposed to build a new one, and we're also building a new sports arena that is also ugly and is also already in hot water. So
where?
I guess they're
where
going
the
to
golf course is.
Yes.
Do y'all have a nice golf course? I heard y'all have a nice golf course.
9 holes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 9. It used to be 18, and then now that's where the baseball stadium is. So everything's starting to shift.
Oh.
But
that's where the space is.
Yeah.
I was a golf there one time.
I mean, I'm telling you, soon enough, they'll just be all the way out by LaBerge.
Oh, yeah. It'll be like LaBerge.
Hey, some LaBerge on Waffle House.
Just a side note, Kenny, it actually says 1940 it was dedicated. This historical building is a part of LSU's library complex.
So it did make it.
So it may have been around for World War II.
It sounds like it was one of those WPA projects that Huey P. Long did.
It says dedicated in 1940, so I don't know really when it was built.
Gotcha. I do want to shout out Columbus, though. Columbus, if y'all haven't been to Ohio State's campus, A, it's beautiful. B, the city of Columbus is popping. And C, man, I'm a Midwest guy. Columbus is, there's some nice people over there. It's a cool city, guys. Y'all should definitely, I'm not even an Ohio State fan. I'm not trying to hype them up, but it is a sweet city, lots to do, and they're building up that city. And actually, several corporate companies have their HQ there. Just for your information.
Go when it's warm. I went when it was.
Part of the Midwest, Kenny.
I went like the beginning of October, and it was just. I guess it was just turning on to the cold, and man, I went to that stadium. The wind was kicking so bad. I was hiding in that. I guess that's Jesse Owens. That's Jesse Owens. They got a little tribute to him. I was hiding in the Jesse Owens statue, trying to stay away from the wind. Anyway.
Wow. But we have a lot of Week 7 college football to talk about a little bit. The first game, Jay, I'm going to let you take the wheels off this car. We have South Florida heading into North Texas. North Texas laid an absolute dud, Jason. Lead us to the promised land on this one because North Texas did not. Good Lord, they looked awful second half.
The American Conference has been my conference all year. I've been talking about it. So, I was really excited for this game going into it. I was really disappointed with the way North Texas finished the first half. This team was winning. They also gave up points right before the half.
Yes, they did.
Went in tied, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that was a bad finish to the first half.
It's terrible. So much momentum lost.
So much momentum, and we were talking about it at halftime, and I was like, I don't know, Brendan, I don't know. And you said, gotta have faith.
Hey, what do I always say? A lot of game left.
A lot of game left.
What have we learned?
The biggest thing that I noticed, so y'all know, I was saying I listen to games on silent when Angela and I are watching movies and stuff, and I'm watching the game on my iPad. So I was watching it on silent. And I'm watching it, and I see in that first red zone possession where Drew threw his first pick over the middle, I literally thought to myself, was that his first one? I turned up the volume, and the immediate thing I heard from the announcer was, and that's his first pick thrown this year. And I was like, oh, no, that's not a good start. But although he ended up throwing 3, I do want to say the season is not over.
No.
Drew's career is not over off of one game.
No, sir.
Because if you really think about it, this game got away from them on the defensive side of the football. Early in the second half, got a long drive, score. Ended up, I believe they ended up getting another big drive, score. And
yeah,
at that point, you're in pass only mode, because at this point you're expecting a shootout, and you got to
trying
put
to
up
catch up.
60. You got to put up 50, 60 even catch up. And so at that point, the defense knows what you're doing. You almost have to just say, you know what, whatever happens on the stat line happens, but you got to brush it off, because the season is not over. You're 5-1. It's your first loss. Anything can happen. South Florida can go lose again. I believe they still have Tulane on their schedule. They can go lose at Tulane. North Texas,
I'm really excited for that game.
They're still around, but
Yeah.
it goes right back to what we talked about 2 weeks ago. This conference is going to come down to Memphis, South Florida, North Texas, and Tulane. One of those guys is going to get in the group of 5 spot for the playoff.
I don't think it's going to be Tulane.
Probably not, but I think it's going to be Memphis, if we're being honest, the way they're playing right now.
I think it will be Memphis too.
So, but between Memphis and South Florida, because I'm guessing that'll be the American Conference Championship game, that'll be really fun. That conference title game is going to decide who goes to the playoff.
Is it in Memphis this year? Where's the conference game at?
Do they not play at Bank of America, or is that in my college football dynasty?
No, I feel like that's right.
I thought American plays at, or they play at somebody's stadium.
That's what I thought. I could be wrong.
So North Texas has UTSA, Charlotte, Navy, UAB. Why does Rice still have a football program? And Temple.
That's a good question.
Left. And then South Florida has Florida Atlantic, Memphis, UTSA, Navy, UAB, and Rice. So
that's a tough schedule going.
Yeah, UAB's got a little not UAB, South Florida.
I was gonna say UAB just fired their coach.
Memphis still has USF and Tulane on the schedule too.
Woo.
You're right, Kenny. It is the conference regular season champion is the home stadium. So really, that game between Memphis and USF is going to end up probably being the difference, because USF's losses are outside of conference. So
they're a pretty solid team. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoff. I will say that I would not want to play South Florida in the playoff.
Yeah,
I'm not too scared of Memphis, to be honest, from a Indiana fan standpoint, but I don't know. South Florida's defense is scarier than what people think, in my opinion.
That's going to be the answer to this year is defenses.
Yeah, it's definitely not offensively powered. I would say defense is definitely having the most impact. And they say defense wins championships, and honestly, I'm starting to believe that more and more the older I get, the more.
I think that's the only reason why LSU's even at 10.
I mean, honestly, your guys' defense has been way more impressive than your offense. Way more impressive.
Yeah.
Defense is
in all areas.
Top 5 in the country, honestly.
Yeah. It's right up there with Texas Tech and Indiana.
Indiana's defense looks disgusting. So there's a lot of teams that just have nasty defenses.
Shout out to defensive coordinator Haynes, who follows us. So, Indiana defensive coordinator. Big fan what he's doing for the Hoosiers. Let's talk about the Red River Rivalry a little bit, fellas. Oklahoma against Texas. Texas was obviously the home team. Man, Oklahoma loses 23-6. Mateer's hand bleeds all over the place. Does not look like the regular quarterback we've seen. Jason, you watched some of this game. I did not watch a lick of it because it was the same time as the Indiana and Oregon game, and I was several White Claws deep. Do not want to say the number that I was, but I was all focused on the Hoosiers. But please,
probably more than the score of the Oklahoma and Texas game combined, huh?
It was up there. You know, when the wife tells you to slow down a little bit, you probably should. So we did get to that point. Jason, give us your insight for the game, though, on what your thoughts were and kind of the result of the game and what your takeaways were.
Yeah, the first half looked a lot the same as Ohio State game. A lot of defense, not a lot of offense. It really should have been 9-3 Oklahoma going into the half, but Mateer made 2 bad mistakes to the same defensive back, where the Texas defensive back Muhammad got 2 picks. First one was looked like he was trying to throw it on an out corner, like a corner route, and he undercut it. He was on the outside. I don't even think Mateer ever saw him, and he just came in and picked it off. But either way, it wasn't even a good throw. It looked like you guys saw the highlight. It looked like he was just lopping it out there, and it didn't look good even coming out of his hand. The second pick was right before the half. It looked like they should have just thrown it away and ran some time off so that way they can kick a field goal to end the half. And he throws it into the end zone, whereas his receiver wasn't even looking. It was almost, again, like he didn't even see the guy on the other side of the field. Like he thought nobody was even over there. And two bad mistakes really cost them. They still went into the half leading. But after that, Oklahoma just didn't even look the same. They couldn't move the ball at all. Mateer looked like he was doing everything to not get hurt, which is a recipe for disaster whenever you're asking a guy to be your star and you want him to be similar to what Baker Mayfield did for Oklahoma, which is I'm going to be dangerous and just sling it. And you can't do that when you're trying to not get hurt again.
I agree.
And then Texas gets the touchdown on the blown coverage. And then the punt return that ended up not getting called back because there was no flag on it, even though there probably should have been. At that point, once that punt return came, Oklahoma was done. They couldn't even barely move the ball down the field in the second half. So
that's probably why they were favored. They were favored. No, Texas was favored. So of course I hit that bet like no tomorrow, thinking if I would have known. As soon as I heard that Mateer was hurt, I should have cashed out because
he hadn't even played in a couple weeks.
Really? That's just stupid on me.
I didn't think he was gonna play.
Do I get the unlucky Finn award?
Dude,
and so
he had his surgery 17 days ago. He has screws in his thumb, I believe.
And so 10 minutes before the Indiana game started, and I heard that he was playing on X. I was a little worried about what I said all week to my coworkers about John Mateer, not playing, and then me saying that Oklahoma was going to wipe the floor with Texas. That obviously did not happen at all. Every year lately, this game has proven to me that either team could win regardless of who's ever on it. And it's one of the most fun games to watch. It's why one of the reasons why I love college football. I think y'all would agree. These two teams absolutely hate each other. I do agree with why Mateer played. You go to Texas or Oklahoma to beat Texas or Oklahoma. That's the reason why you go to one of those two schools. They absolutely dislike each other. So I see why he played. I'm looking at Arch stats, though, Jason and Kenny, and I'm still not impressed of Arch and what he's doing. 21-27, sure. 166 yards and one touchdown.
He was still doing that weird sidearm crap. It just doesn't.
And they rushed the ball 26 times.
And that's all they already. Did Oklahoma not have anybody else? Because I feel like you could have taken a chance on a backup to beat this Texas team that's not.
They have Giovanni Gibson. He played a snap, it looked like, when Mateer came out. But I do agree with you, Kenny. I don't know why they would start Mateer.
I don't even think Gibson's actually a quarterback. I think that was a
Was it a wildcat?
I think that was a fake maybe or something. Yeah, it wasn't because if I look back to the Kent State game, so he only missed one game. And I think this is where everybody forgets that he wasn't that he was hurt because I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know he hadn't been playing. He didn't play the last game either. But it's because the last game before the before the Kent State game was the Auburn game that they won and he played in, and then. Since then, they only had this one game against Kent State, and probably nobody was paying attention to it because they won 44-0. But it looks like this guy, Michael Hawkins Jr., was the quarterback. He went 14 for 24, 162, and 3 touchdowns. So, I mean, it's Kent State, but, he didn't he didn't turn the ball over. It kind of goes back to similar to what we were talking about a couple weeks ago with Nuss versus Van Buren. It's like, is the guy really so bad? Not so bad, but is Mateer that good that you're even willing to put him out there injured to risk?
I think
winning?
He is that good.
I mean,
I really do think he's a top 3.
he's good, but is he good if he's not himself?
That's a
They
solid
said
question,
they said he
Jay.
wasn't himself out the gate. So I mean, that should have been that should have been your red flag. I
Dude,
mean, we saw with Nuss. If he's got a screw.
Thumb. Yes,
Yeah, no,
they were talking
absolutely
about
not.
it during the broadcast.
It was bleeding
Absolutely
too,
not.
apparently.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was bleeding everywhere. Man, shouldn't have. So
I mean, tough as nails. I mean, more power to you because he even there were a couple plays where he ran the ball and literally was still just trying to take the hits. Like,
man,
that takes some steel.
Look, they got a tough schedule coming up too. They've got South Carolina as of now, number 5 Ole Miss, number 11 Tennessee.
See this.
Number 6 Alabama, number 16 Missouri, and LSU. They've got a tough schedule, and I'm probably trying to sit him.
2 home games. 3.
2?
Okay, 3. 3 of them are at home.
Jesus.
The Ole Miss, Missouri, LSU games are at home.
They should have sat him.
That's all. Yeah, they should have.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm surprised they started him hearing all this.
17 days after the surgery.
Texas's defense is top 5 too. You got to put Texas's defense in the top 5 too.
Texas's defense is right up there. I mean,
A&M's is up there too.
They carried them this week. They carried them against Ohio State. Them. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like that's one team too in the playoff I wouldn't want to play because their defense is really, really good.
Well, really, if Texas starts winning games, they'll be up there.
No, I agree. Man.
I mean, you can't deny if LSU's playing the way they are and their defense is holding them in. What's the difference between LSU and Texas right now?
Can we talk about something real quick? And I know because we didn't record last week, so
right.
How did this team lose to Florida? Did y'all watch that game? How did Texas?
It was glorious.
29 points to Florida.
Florida's got a good defense. No. They got a good defense.
How did they
Lagway
Texas defense give up 29 points?
Lagway effect.
Did Lagway show up?
I don't know. I'm gonna go pull up the box score. He was 21 of 28 for 298 and an interception, 2 touchdowns.
Lagway effect. That's pretty good sets. I mean, it's not amazing for college, but I mean that's solid.
But Arch had 16 for 29, 263. 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And get this. This is probably the kicker and why they lost. Arch Manning was their leading rusher with 37 yards and 15 carries.
Their O-line has struggled really. Their O-line has struggled a lot. It's been really bad. That's why Arch has partially had to run for his life.
Does it go back to what you were talking about Lagway? Is he being impacted so much by the offensive line not being good? And the scheme being built for an offensive line that's blocking well, that he's struggling.
I think it's beyond that, and it's something we've talked about. It's the coordinator.
You think it's the play calling in general?
Yeah, I think even for LSU.
Yeah,
I've watched
they're saying that a lot.
Several LSU games, and I've told Jason this, and there's been some plays where I'm like, you just rushed for 11 yards, and you want to go right back to the gun and go 5 wide.
That's something I don't understand.
That doesn't make sense to me. You don't see Indiana do it. Promise you that. You're not going to see an Indiana team that rushes for 12 yards, and they're going to break away from it. They're going to stay in that same formation and run a different play.
LSU ran different. LSU focused on Trez Green a lot this weekend,
which I love.
So there was new little off there, try to spread it, but
yeah,
I mean, one of our guys, that offensive line is. I wonder if that's the thing with all these great quarterbacks that we keep on talking about. How good are their offensive lines too? I mean,
especially with the portal, continuity on the offensive line is like the starter of an offensive line. That's how NFL teams build their offensive lines for years to come. You build them from a draft, and they build.
I will say, if you look at Indiana's offensive line from last year to this year, magnificently better. And there was one person we got in the portal from Notre Dame, and it was their center. And he has made a huge difference in our offensive
Really?
line because he's a leader and takes accountability, and he gets those guys set. And we do a silent count, so you have to be in all communication when you run a silent count. And B, he's an absolute stud and can block anyone. And I think he's going to be as good as Quentin Nelson in the league. I really do. He's a stud. So to me, it goes back to your OC because you can wear down your own line and not even mean to.
How do you run? I go back to your 11, like let's say you have a good run, right?
Yeah.
How do you not think, hey, let's run some play action off of this?
That's another point I was gonna make.
When you have Trey Des Green, right? Do some play action. That dude is huge. Throw it up to him in a one-on-one in a play action.
I don't think we trust our O line at all. I mean, number 75.
I was getting there.
Number 75 was in the backfield. Was giving up blocks. My thing is when our run game is like we're running pistol and it's like so slow to develop, and it's like why
it's so slow?
Why are we doing that? Your O line is giving up like 3 yards, and by the time you hand off the ball. You're trying to Durham. We need a better running back. Durham's got nowhere to go. Where do you want him to go?
Not only that, but can you remember the we had talked about it a little bit, Brendan? The RPOs, right?
I was about to say that.
Heck? When they are running the ball, you have a big run. You get all the way downfield, and you're going to do an RPO. And this dude, Garrett Nussmeier, doesn't hand it off to the guy to go more yards up the middle. No. He's going to throw it to a guy when he's reading the wrong dude for the RPO, and the safety is the one he's supposed to be reading, and he just throws it right to him at the 1 yard line for a pick. 2 possessions LSU had in the red zone, both of them turned over on the 1 yard line.
He is just he's just not even the
trying too hard.
I think that's just Nussmeier.
I think that's just him.
Like it's this eye test that people.
Yeah.
You're talking, he's got good stats. He's a gunslinger. The guy cannot throw an accurate pass. They're always behind, or they're always too high, or they're always too low. It's like, the wide receiver could have caught that. Oh, yeah, he's running around. The guy is on his tail like this, and you want him to turn around? It's a 6'7" tight end. You want him to turn his body all the way around to catch the ball? His wide receivers are saving him half the time.
I don't disagree with that.
We have all the speed in the world on this offense. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. This dude just does not have the arm strength. He just doesn't.
I don't think when you're sitting behind, I don't think he can see over the line. And because
isn't he 6'2"?
I'm kind of
right?
When you're low.
6'3". Oh, you get down? There he is.
So this is my seats. The field line, it goes up. So I'm kind of looking up a little bit. It's not like, Drew Brees, when Drew Brees was back, he was kind of like on his toes a little bit.
But Drew Brees knew where he was throwing it.
Yeah.
Drew Brees had the IQ, though. He already
had awareness.
He didn't even have to
I can't
he knew where they were going to
That's an unfair comparison.
I know what you mean, though. You're talking about the height thing.
Yeah. Height.
But isn't
I just don't think Nussmeier is who we thought he was.
I don't think any of these quarterbacks are.
No.
Lenore Sellers doesn't look good, and they were saying he was going to be the next big thing, number 2 pick in the draft.
And there was someone no one was really talking about was Mendoza. And now he's second in Heisman now. I'm like, and he doesn't even have amazing stats. Like, he doesn't have a lot of passing yards each game. Like, yeah, he hasn't turned the ball over and probably has, 15 touchdowns and maybe 2 interceptions. So, yeah, that looks good. But when you look at him on paper and look at the passing yards, guarantee that Nussmeier has probably outthrown him multiple times throughout the year.
I don't think I feel like just quarterback evaluations over the years have just been awful. Yeah, I don't understand if it's like plays changing or I'm talking about even like we're talking about Tate Martell and Spencer Rattler might be the Spencer's getting up there. But I'm
I was about to say.
I'm talking about
before it
those
was rough.
quarterbacks. I'm talking about those quarterbacks and just till now.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird, man. It's not like some of these guys, they hype them up so much and then they kind of just fizzle out.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just how gameplay's changing, and maybe you got to rely a little bit more on a team. Like, it's a quarterback really, like, we talk about Heisman winners, and it's always a quarterback and stuff. Is that changing? Is it just other playmakers, or so?
The one thing that I did like out of Nussmeier this weekend, I will give him the props on this. There was the one play when they were backed up inside their own 20-yard line. There was a third down where both of the two linebackers were blitzing around the edge to attack the left guard, and he came in and he saw the hole in the middle where both of them blitzed from, and this dude is hobbling and running downfield, hobbling, and got the first down. It was. But here, the biggest annoyance that I have with it is, why does it take this dude hobbling to start running?
Oh, he should have been running. You finally
chose to run when you're hobbling? Why'd you wait until you're hobbling?
He should have been at least running 5 yards and then get on your ass and slide. Yes. Because it probably would have opened the offense a little more. It was going to open your run game. But again, we talked about everyone's OCs. I think there's going to be a ton of OCs moving around this year. Ours is going to be gone.
I think it should be.
Ours is going to be gone.
Look at that UCLA guy.
I was about to say.
They're going to hire him as a head coach.
No, they got to leave him an OC.
Kenny wanted to talk about him.
No, I only mentioned it, but that guy looks so cool, man. He
knows ball, man. He knows ball.
Quarterback.
He was a former quarterback.
Yeah, he was a former quarterback for UCLA.
Yeah.
Bro, it looks like they picked him off of the beach, man. He looks so like a California guy. Like,
no, he's a straight California dude. I would be shocked if they didn't give him an opportunity at head coach the way that team has turned around completely from what it was. Nico looks refreshed and rejuvenated and on a different level. The defense is clicking.
Yeah, you might as well.
He's really rallied that team to look like a Big Ten team and the way it's supposed to be. So it's got me excited. I agree with you. I think he'll get multiple offers from SEC schools for coordinators.
If I'm not mistaken, this dude's only like 35, 36
years old. He's young.
He's young. Living the dream. He is. Yeah. He is. He looks like Prince Charming. Not gonna. That's what I'm saying. Like Prince Charming. If there was a Shrek live action, I would want him.
I'm gonna run through the Indiana game real quick, just touch base on it. Indiana did obviously pull up the upset.
I'm so excited. Oregon,
30-20, something many teams haven't been able to do. I believe there was a 19-game winning streak for Oregon at home, a long time. Ohio State couldn't win it. Many teams couldn't win. The points per differential, I believe, was plus 14 for Oregon. Oregon is a tough place to play, and Indiana hung in there and got the dub. I mean, first of all, I want to talk about Brendan Frankie, 58-yard field goal, first of all, going into halftime. Beautiful. An absolutely kicker. Us Brendans, we know ball. We try to hang in there. And, if the name Brendan gets associated with anything, it's just elevated. And so shout out to him, which is an absolute bomb. I mean, Hempy's just rolling over people, bringing everyone with them. It was really just a cool moment as a fan. I'm not going to get emotional, but just the amount of years that Indiana football has been absolutely terrible, the amount of coaches, the amount of just disappointments year after year, and just hearing it from Notre Dame fans and Purdue fans and Kurt Signetti and what he's been able to do in just a year and a half has been absolutely beautiful. There's no other way to put it. The guy knows football. He knows how to develop players. And like he says, we're the new college football, dynasty, in my opinion, that he's building in superpower. And so just his ability to tap into players, no one thought that he could bring JMU players and be this competitive. But here we are, Indiana football ranked number 3 for the first time in program history. It's just absolutely insane. And there's been a lot of former players that I feel like has led to this point that growing up, Nate Sudfeld, Mitchell Page, several other players that never got to that elite level, and we're just on the brink of it. And we had a lot of coaches that I felt like held promise, but Cignetti has just been able to just take it to a different level, and it's been beautiful. And Elijah Surratt, just want to shout him out. His nickname is Waffle House, if you guys don't know, and he's always open. And the dude is an absolute dog. Late touchdown at the end of the fourth to wrap things off. Defender wanted to push off, was not a push off at all, as you'll see in the highlight. Can just absolutely run routes. And what's beautiful to me is Mendoza didn't go to him at all at the beginning of the year, and definitely have built that relationship with Surratt because he even threw that ball before Surratt had finished his route, and it was just right on time, right on target. So it's been beautiful to see. Our defense, front seven, looks like it's the best in college football right now. I don't know what else to think, but I'm trying not to get too big with my own head of where this team could go. I think there's a great chance that if we win out, we're top 3 going against Ohio State, 1 versus 3, and I hope Ohio State continues to win because I want that matchup. It'll be a very good game. And again, just for this team and Cignetti, I want Cignetti to be able to prove that he can win in these key crucial games, something that Franklin hasn't been able to do, and that's why he was let go. He also, Cignetti has been able to get more top 25 wins than Franklin has been able to do in 10 years. So something to think about that.
11.
So something to think about that, Penn State fans, and who you're not going to be able to get as your new head coach. So, but I'm really excited. There's obviously these rumors of Cignetti's always going to be floated around because Indiana isn't a top tier program. I guess Penn State's bigger than us and better than us, I guess. That's not true at all. But the only job that I could ever see Cignetti leaving is for Alabama. That's the only school that I could really see. Yeah, I love the dog.
Winnie,
absolute dog.
Winnie, we're talking about Indiana football, baby.
He's cute.
Yo, who's your fan?
But yeah.
Oh, go ahead and finish your line. I didn't want to.
I'm just really excited for the future of where Indiana football's headed, and I really hope Cignetti sticks around and gives us just one natty. And he can leave after that. Just give us one.
No, I think Cignetti, he's got a legacy building. I'm hoping that he's gonna, and he seems, pray to God, he's one of those coaches that sticks there. Yeah. Because just the way I've seen, this is coming in. I'm only because my fiance is an Indiana girl. Only reason why, and just watching it, Indiana is a complete team. I see Indiana as one of those complete teams. Mm-hmm. And I'm bringing baseball into this, and I think this is why LSU won, because they were a complete team all around, so professional.
That was really fun to watch.
Yeah, just watching the highlights of Indiana and watching some of the games,
We finally got a quarterback that can throw and run the ball.
Okay, quarterback that can throw and and he's got a brother. It's just a combination.
Yes,
family ties.
So I think that's the thing. Indiana looks like a complete team. I think that's the really cool thing about it. And it's not. It doesn't look like it's one of those one and done kind of things. But
I agree.
Seeing how Cignetti looks on TV is terrifying. But that's a man who I'd want to play for. I'm not. When I'm pretty sure they were up big, and he was still pissed on the sideline.
It's funny you mentioned that, Kenny, because we interviewed Derek McCormick earlier this scary, and he actually said that when he got offered from Indiana University, that Cignetti was really intimidating, really scary. So it's funny. I'm just going off that. He had no choice but to accept it. Basically, is what he said.
Seeing him legit terrifies me. I see him on the sideline, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. That's a nightmare right there. Right. But if he's got that relationship, and look, he's got them JMU players. That was a good team. James Madison was pretty good. So if that shows you, he can. hopefully he keeps on bringing those guys there, and he's able to develop like the guys he doesn't care about stars. Hell yeah, bring it on.
That's what I was going to say. You were talking about the stars earlier in the episode, and I was really just the biggest thing for me when it comes to the stars is we see it all the time. And Kenny, we've talked about this so many times. How many 5-star players end up just not ever making it to the NFL? Yeah. It's outstanding. But the biggest thing about not caring about stars is you don't go after players because of what you see other people say. Mm-hmm. He's looking for what's going to fit his culture that he's building, and that's the best thing you can do. There's no egos in that locker room. Everybody looks like they're just there to win football, and nobody's out there dancing, doing a bunch of nonsense. They just look like they're there to win and get out. And they do that. Yeah. And he's got a personality, Signetti. He's got a personality that he gets to young guys like us. I mean, we love it, right? Mm-hmm. But he also brings a mentality of it reminds me of how Will Wade is with basketball. We could be up 40 points. He's still going to be yelling at you if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's execution over whatever else.
Yeah.
Culture, man. It's that culture talk.
And Sig never takes he always says this, and I forget exactly how he says it, but I'm going to botch it anyways. He basically says that to never get too excited about success or too down for failure and never complacent.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful way to put it. But huge win for Indiana overall. We do look like a team that is built all the way around. It makes me really excited for the future, and it'll be really interesting come January. Really interesting. And it's funny you talked on that, Jay, about – I'm just going to go back to that real quick. Derek, in our interview, did talk about a little bit about the culture and how it was so different than any other locker room he's been in. So it's funny you said that because it's absolutely true. So it's really cool to see. We're gonna talk about Week 8 matchups real quick. We'll probably just power through them real quick. Not go too deep into them, but I'll go over the big ones. Obviously, LSU at Vanderbilt. Vandy's a 1.5 point favorite. Over and under is at 49.5. How are we feeling about the Tigers going into Vandy? Kenny's shaking his head, so I'm guessing not good on this.
It's more of I don't even want to touch it. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't. It's a weird.
I wouldn't touch it either.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that.
And viewers.
It reminds me of going into South Carolina last year. I feel like we're going to start really slow. And they're going to be fighting from behind. I hope that's not what happens, but I'm worried that that was the same thing that happened last year with South Carolina. It was an 11 a.m. start time on the road, and we started slow. I'm worried we're going to have a similar thing this weekend, but hopefully they'll get it done.
So I'm guessing both of y'all are taking the Tigers.
I'm not going to go against them.
Yeah, I wouldn't go against them.
This game was really tough for me. I lean LSU, but my heart says to take Vandy.
Vandy's favored 2.5.
Yeah,
I know.
It's the favored thing, but we're gonna talk that LSU defense is gonna. I don't want to play on the defense.
And Vandy runs a very basic offense.
Yeah, if it's
with Diego,
if it's schemed correctly, and maybe LSU saw something this weekend with working in Trey'Dez Green a little bit.
Yeah,
and Nuss finally using his legs. I mean, they're playing on turf. I don't want that man even trying to run anywhere.
I was about to say that.
I will say it does seem like LSU's defense and Mr. Baker, like they have figured out how to handle running quarterbacks. They played. They had a really solid game last week, and so if you can keep Pavia, is it Pavia? I don't want to say it wrong.
Pavia.
Yeah, my fault. My fault, baby.
No, that's
Pavia. If you keep, it seems like you keep them in the pocket, keep them in contain, keep the linebackers in from being, getting all out of whack with any kind of run plays.
Yeah,
I think you'll be able to handle them on defense.
Hey, if Whitweek's vomits on the field, we're gonna get a dub. That man threw up again.
Did he really?
Yes,
that's exertion. That's energy exertion.
Why is he doing that? Is it
probably that man's tightening his core so much he's probably just throwing up? as he's.
Because he doesn't wear. I don't think he wears his jersey over his stomach, so all the helmets.
He's got to let you see those abs, baby. He's got to show those abs.
I thought when the video game did that was like some stupid thing a video game did. But then I started watching football, and people legit do.
Yes.
Not they had. First of all, let me talk about it real quick. They don't even wear their knee pads. Florida had guys looking like they were wearing Speedos.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Like not wearing the thigh or the knee pads?
No, it's just like
the knee pad. What even? It was like wearing 5-inch seam shorts. I mean, why? Why are we even allowing that? Anyway,
I don't know, man.
All right, what's the next game?
We have Ole Miss at Georgia. Georgia is a 7.5-point favorite. Over-unders at 54.5. Mississippi, Ole Miss is a plus 230 dog.
This is clearly off of Ole Miss not looking good last week.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'll take the spread. Ole Miss.
I will take the spread too.
Well, Ole Miss does this.
7.5.
Ole Miss beats LSU, and then they just.
I know.
Ole Miss should have dropped way more losing to Washington State. Besides,
they didn't lose.
They won.
They won.
Okay,
that's why.
That score is a loss. What is it? 17-14 was the final.
It's not a loss. They won, Kenny.
They won. It was a letdown, but they won.
It was a letdown, but they did win.
They did not even put up the amount of points that they were favored by.
Kenny does not like Ole Miss. Noted.
Oh, no,
we'll put it on the pod notes.
Yeah.
But I just think Trinidad Chambliss, I don't think Georgia's defense is the same as it's been in the past, as many other Kirby Smart defenses has. Seen it from fans talking about it. Chambliss is dangerous on the loose.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something crazy. He's been very impressive to me. We talk about Nussmeier and all these other QBs, Arch. I don't know how Trinidad Chambliss is not getting talked about enough. I really don't. And maybe that's the reason why.
I think it's because he's at
Georgia or Tennessee.
Yeah.
But he is so fun to watch. I love watching Ole Miss games. I know it's going to drive you insane, Kenny, but it is strictly because of Trinidad Chambliss. He did it at the D2 level at Ferris State, and he comes over at the D1 level and makes everyone look like a little puppy. Like, he is just an absolute dog, man. And
you know what they say, though? Brendan? It's not about how you come out. It's about how you end up playing after adjustments have been made. I think Georgia's defense is going to be the first true test of adjustments for him because, you think about it. LSU was the first big game he played. Before that, it was Tulane and Arkansas. And then Wazoo comes in and has a great game, and they hold him to 24. I mean, not that 24 is bad, but you were favored by 32 and you only put up 24. So
yeah, it's not.
It was his worst game of the season, if you really think about it. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Worst game in terms of yardage. He put up 353, 307, 314, and then against Wazoo, he only put up 253. And took 3 sacks.
That's still more than what Mendoza and Nussmeier would ever get. I hate saying that, but it's absolutely true.
He's bad.
I know.
Hey, you have a bad game, but
yeah,
but it'll be interesting to see his adjustments. He's got to be able to run the ball. That's what
I agree.
His run game is really what gets him.
I'll take the plus 7.5 though. I will definitely take
definitely.
The
I'll do it too. Yeah.
I'm going to touch base on this game really quick. We're not going to go into it too much, but Texas Tech at Arizona State. Texas Tech is a 12.5-point favorite, or over and unders at 49.5. I'm all over Texas Tech here. Morton got injured in that first half, so I'm interested to see if Will Hammond starts the whole second game against Arizona State, and he looked shaky after he took over, which was kind of shocking. But I really feel like the Red Raiders are on a riot and a wreck-em type of moving forward. So I really feel like they're going to handle business. Just wanted to touch on that real quick. If you guys have anything to say.
Who do they have left to play?
They don't have anyone good besides BYU moving forward. They're at Arizona State this week, and then next week they're at home against Oklahoma State. Then the week after that they go into Kansas State, and then they are home the week after that against BYU, and then they're home against UCF and they're at West Virginia last week.
I think they'll lose against Oklahoma State.
That would be wild.
I feel it. I feel
that'd
like
be
those
actually
guys
wild.
without the T-shirts on are going to rally.
Their third string will probably be in that game. I'm not joking because they'll probably be that bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Kansas State is always one of those weird teams. When
That's
it comes
true,
to
and
just
it's at
being
Kansas
bad
State.
and on the road. That's gonna be a tough one. So,
Yeah,
but I'll take Tech this week.
yeah.
Being,
They're just on a totally different level right now. It's insane to watch. Another one in SEC country. Tennessee heads into Alabama. Alabama's an 8.5-point favorite. Over and under is at 58.5. Tennessee is a plus 260 dog via ESPN Bet. I don't like the 8.5.
Bama.
I think Bama wins. I don't think they cover.
8.5 is the favor towards Bama.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah,
I've heard Tennessee's got a little rough defense issue going on.
Yeah, that's true. And Bama looks rejuvenated and refined later in the season.
That's a good word, refined.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still take Tennessee.
I just think it's too many points.
Tennessee with the spread.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, too many points,
Bama,
especially in it's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
People don't like to say it is, but it is.
Yeah, what do you got, Kenny?
I'll take Bama.
I figured you were going to take Bama.
Yeah, I'll take Bama. I love Tennessee. I'm a second tier. They go LSU and it'd be Tennessee, and then we'll go Indiana. We'll go Indiana here, but Indiana might jump. But
just got to keep winning, man. Just got to keep winning.
Yeah, I would love to see them beat Alabama, though. That'd be great. That'd be really great.
That would be really great. We have a next matchup is a rivalry matchup. USC heads into Notre Dame. Notre Dame is an 8.5-point favorite. Over and under 61.5. USC is a plus 260 dog. I'm all over USC on this one. Give me the money line.
All over USC.
Outright.
All over.
Are you kidding me?
What am I missing?
Well, I don't even know what to tell you there. What is Notre Dame started winning again, and then now, they're back up to 13.
They
beat up on
Purdue,
NC
Arkansas,
State.
Boise State, and NC State. But you know what everybody's going to say? They had 2 quality losses.
That's exactly.
They had 2 quality losses. They lost to 2 teams that are in the top 5. One of them on the road. They have nothing remaining left on their schedule. They think they go 10-2.
I don't know if we need to go into too much into details on that. Notre Dame is not that good. I'm not going to go in too much into that.
No.
Next Big 12 matchup, Utah heads into BYU. Utah's a 3.5-point favorite. Totals at 49.5. BYU's a plus 150. Yes, the Mormon War.
What is it called?
I'm on BYU here.
I'll take the Mormons. I'll take the Cougs.
I love a home dog. You know this.
Home dog in a rivalry game.
Love a home dog.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Dude,
of course
Utah
you're
looks
gonna go.
good, though.
Of course you're gonna go BYU, but I'm going Utah.
They did look very good. Yeah, that'll be a really good game.
I think that's why I'm leaning towards them. It's kind of like they put up 48 on West Virginia, won 48-14. Then they beat Arizona State 42-10, and West Virginia covered against BYU 2 weeks ago. BYU at home, so I think this is a good opportunity for Utah to come out with a win.
I do.
I mean, they only beat Arizona by 6 last week. BYU.
Yeah.
So, and Utah's only losses against Texas Tech, who is just a good team. So, I'll give the Utes.
For those of you that don't know who are listening and watching, Jason's getting married this weekend, and so hopefully, after the dude locks it up and we celebrate that, hopefully we can catch the Utah and BYU game. But before, apparently we're going to Buffalo Wild Wings, so you guys would like to,
hurry up and get married so we can watch football. I mean, I'll
support Jason in his wedding and his big day and his honeymoon. I'll send you guys a link if you want to support. So
yeah,
thank you. And just as a wedding highlight, Last thing I'll mention about this week's games, Marshall put it on Old Dominion, a big game.
Yes.
Big game. Old Dominion was the team to beat for the Group of 5 playoff spot. Not anymore. Yeah. Not anymore. Go Herd.
Go Herd. You heard it from there.
Heard it
It's
from
getting
the
married this weekend. Woo! Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, if you guys like this content that are watching and listening, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Head over to Apple Podcasts and Spotify to support. Always listen and catch our latest interviews with athletes, as well as we just interviewed Justin Curry and John Howlett, the one before that. So please catch up on our content with the interviews as well. We appreciate y'all's support. We will see you on the next one. Peace.
Play the outro.
I'm playing it.
Uh-oh.